Noblemen and magistrates and knights of the Round Table, welcome to the philosophical and political pantheon of all things, forrest fenn, narrated by the Christian theologian. Greetings, how are we doing? I've got about 10 pages of notes here, maybe even more. Wow, it feels like a job. You know what I mean? And I knew I had to go over these scrapbooks, specifically scrapbook 182 to 253. I can eventually, this time, definitely no hurry on 1 through 181, because now before 182, just off memory, before 182, there's two very significant scrapbooks, and I've talked about two of them, those two before. One was he's acting real weird. I can't remember the details. Right after the FBI raid, the month after, and then the other one, what is the other one? Oh yeah, the operator story, because that ties together with 182. But I've got about 20 significant. When I'm done going through 182 to 253, I will quickly go over 20 of those scrapbooks. So there's about 20 that are pretty significant, at least, and then those two priors before 182. So that's really at least 22. Okay, let me stop it. Okay, starting on 182, Rusted Remnants of History, April 2017. These are just notes, but I have more notes on this scrapbook, I think, than any other one for today. 2,400 acre Vivish Ranch, just northeast of Pecos, and up to 10,637 feet. 45-minute drive from pavement up to the first gate is a shock absorber, crushing right over rocks, just like Lewis Lake. Some of the most beautiful landscapes in America, with house-sized rock outcroppings, just like Lewis Lake. 5 spring-fed ponds and far-seeing mountain vistas. You can see the Cathedral Group Mountains from Lewis Lake. This is like the operator story, just like Lewis Lake. Fire was May 29, 2000. Ranch lost 17 million board feet of standing timber. Pristine wonders that were there. Majestic pine trees, Douglas firs, aspens, scrub oaks. Decoration of flowers. Reds, yellows, purples, and the ever-present white daisies. Just like Lewis Lake. And then to see it later as miles of rusted cinders and grotesquely shaped rubble was a shock that surpassed my ability to describe or even try. This scrapbook has 19 pictures. Probably more, way more than any other scrapbook. You cannot tell me forrest fenn talks about how he likes the books with pictures. You cannot tell me 182 is not maybe the most significant scrapbook there is, the Beavis Ranch that burned down, son-in-law's place. So you can't argue that with me. Okay, scrapbook 183, April 2017. Forrest. This other guy's name is Forrest Gist, and I can't read my own handwriting some of the time. And the waning of art. I can't tell what I wrote, my bad. Fenn admits he doesn't know a lot about art in that scrapbook. 184, a month later, May 2017. House Bronze Foundry, Jerry House in Lubbock, talks about those beginnings. Scrapbook 185, November, so then this is a few months later, November 2017. New puppy, other dog recently passed away. Then a few months later, Scrapbook 186, February 2018. More than an asterisk in my book of days. Mickey Goolsby passed away. Scrapbook 187, June 2018. A few months later, Jerry and Carrie Finn's friends. Jerry was stranded, and Finn's cousin Chip Smith in Montana called in a rescue chopper. Scrapbook 188. The infamous June 2018, the infamous Dizzy Dean scrapbook. I've talked about it. He says this baseball player played for several teams, including, goes out of his way to say, the St. Louis Cardinals. 6-pack of Jack's beer and a Dr. Pepper. A lot of hints in that scrapbook. Sorry, I want to stop at every page of notes, okay? I'm going to try to get through all this pretty quick. You know what I mean? Scrapbook 189, August 2018. Does Forrest Fenn's treasure really exist? Fenn kept his promise years later to that kid. He cast that bronze, I forgot of what, and Fenn mailed it to him years later. So that was pretty cool. Scrapbook 190, September 2018, the sheet episode. That was pretty funny. He was buying sheets for the Native Americans there in Santa Fe because they would just walk around naked, I guess, pretty much. Scrapbook 191, September 2018, George and Me, Fenn and his actor friend. Scrapbook 192, October 2018. Thank you to Fenn from a Searcher. Scrapbook 193, October 2018, making fun of Rooster Cogburn, Searcher. He's having fun right about now. You know what I mean? It gets pretty dark here in a little bit, though. Scrapbook 194, October 2018. He says it's cold and unsearchable at the time. Scrapbook 195, 2018, Suzanne and Barry Manilow. Political video. She joked the movement could get her arrested. Scrapbook 196, 2018. Poem sent to Fenn from Nalika about Fenn being shot down in Laos. Scrapbook 197, January 2019, 3 emails Fenn got from searchers. Scrapbook 198, March 2019, military details about Fenn getting rescued. He was glad to get those details. He didn't even know all the details. Now here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't talked about this scrapbook, but it's going to be a new topic of conversation without question. Scrapbook 199, April 2019. This is it, man. This might become the new most important one. Slush Cup competition. Soon it will be time to start searching for the treasure, but not yet. Doug Preston was there. Shiloh and his quote-unquote genius friend Nick, who I guess worked at Los Alamos National Laboratory. Top prize, 23-year-old woman won the prize, I guess. 10,000 wave spa, where the water is warmer. And Fenn goes, maybe I'll enter the competition next year. It looks like fun. So the thing is, though, Shiloh's there, Doug Preston's there, and that's when Scrapbook 215 business partner Billy Bob Stu was in Santa Fe. And now we know, April 2019, Fenn met with Larry Burke. Everybody's there. And Fenn says, maybe I'll enter the competition next year. It looks like fun. So that's a big scrapbook. Again, it's Scrapbook 199, April 2019, Slush Cup competition. Scrapbook 200, April 2019. Okay, so this is also April. My childhood in Montana, very tough times. Tough times make memories stronger and longer lasting. I love Irene and her sister, and then I forgot to write something, and then I think someone else. It says with his rigid expectations. So so he likes someone with the rigid expectations. So it's looking like Finn's trying to remember the scrapbook prior. It looks like Finn's already looking for an excuse to pull the treasurer. So Finn's got these expectations. He wants people to act a certain way. So he's already acting weird in 199, saying he might, enter the competition next year. It looks like fun. And then he's acting weird in Scrapbook 200. And then, 200 wasn't really weird, but it's weird to say, with his rigid expectations. That's just kind of weird, Scrapbook 201, a month later, May 2019. We got a really cool email from Mary. Scrapbook, let me see, 202, June. This is a very weird one. This is one of the weirdest ones there is. June 2019, 2 Baby Ruth candy bars while looking for Lewis and Clark. Dow later found the wrappers. That doesn't make any sense though. It's so weird. Dow wouldn't find the wrappers years later. The Baby Ruth wrappers that had been nailed to some sign or something. It's very bizarre. And then in the same scrapbook, a guy by the name of Gaudy Swartz proposed to his girlfriend on a deserted island and includes a treasure chest with a secret inside. It is right out of Treasure Island. Gaddy Love's new book, Once Upon a While, his least favorite chapter was the foreword by Preston. He was terrified he gave too much away. So whoever this guy is, Gaddy Swartz, is acting like Preston knows where the treasure is. So 199, crazy April 2019 when Billy Bob Stoof was in Santa Fe. 200's kind of weird. And then 202 is it's just a very bizarre scrapbook. Okay, let me stop it. Okay, make sure I got this in order. Scrapbook 203, August 2019, Eli Levine. Santa Fe, Bohemia, the art colony, 1964 to 1980. There was a cultural boomtown, Santa Fe. It went from 2 art galleries to 100. Scrapbook 204, August, and that's a pretty long scrapbook, 203, but Scrapbook 204, August 2019, West Yellowstone. People used to talk about, the berries and the strawberries, the black bears and the grizzlies and stuff like that. Scrapbook 205, September 2019, Greg Perino. Oh, yeah, so this is weird. He finds the stuff. What is that guy, a curator or something? Or I forgot. And Fenn knocks over the garbage can and finds, and the guy is like, who tossed this model in the garbage? One of the Billy Goat thing, and Fenn quickly cast 10 wax copies in bronze, and I put 10 business partners, and Fenn said, I'll make a copy for each of your board members. That sounds like it's getting ready for business partners. Fenn sold his copy of the goat, and then he goes later in Scrapbook, this morning a lady named Lou said her husband died and she wanted me to help her sell her art collection. Suddenly there was Fenn's little Billy Goat, 6 other bronzes, and 10 minutes later they agreed on a price. I put, that's weird. And then it is fun. He goes, it's fun seeing some of my old memories come back home again. So that's September 2019. He had already gotten his treasure, because it's just, and you'll see later, that didn't really happen. So he's trying to tell us something, okay? And I'll make a copy for each of your board members. And the little Billy Goat, well, Billy Bob Stoof, Scrapbook 215 business partner. And then another thing, 10 minutes later they agreed on a price. So if that was a true story, and that lady, wanted to help sell her art collection, and they're really going to haggle over Fenn's previous moldings or whatever you call them for 10 minutes, that's not going to happen like that. Okay, so this is very 205's crazy. Okay, September 2019, Scrapbook 206. Link to Mike the Japanese Products video. I don't know where that guy has a YouTube channel. I forgot his YouTube name. I forgot what it is, but what is it? No, it's gonna bug me. I can't think of it, but oh well. I wonder if that guy still makes videos. I don't think he does. Scrapbook 207, September 2019. The beat of the drum and the whoop of the dance. Joseph Henry Sharp. Fenn became, okay, this is crazy scrapbook. Fenn became a curator and put the hammer, I think, don't quote me, he became somewhat of a curator or something to do with the museum and put the hammer back under the floorboard cabin that Fenn had bought and moved to the museum. And then Karen, the curator, emailed Fenn about problems with searchers. Pretty long email. She was frustrated that he said that he did that because the searchers were worried about that. And then Finn's quote unquote, there was some reason to believe that the hammer was later retrieved and placed inside the cabin. I don't know. So Finn's trying to deny it because of all the problems he caused. Well, why would Fenn make up that story if it never really happened? Well, that fits perfectly with, I put why would Fenn lie? Because he was letting us know he put part of the treasure at his special place after he took his treasure, or he had someone get his treasure. That's exactly what forrestfenntreasure.com says. So he caused all these problems with this lady at the museum because he's trying to tell us. You'll see later as I go through more. It's just like forrestfenntreasure.com. Fenn running that website. Okay. Do you see how similar that is? Okay, let me stop it. Okay, Scrapbook 208 was about Fenn losing a close friend. Okay, Scrapbook 209, Chaos and Embroidery, October 2019. Both are wrought with a penchant for trickery. Their armatures are made of spring wire, Spring Creek and the Canyon Creek, luscious forested vegetation, Lewis Lake, and photo by Lou Bruno. And if you look at that scrapbook, it says it like 5 to 8 times. Photo by Lou, photo by Lou, photo by Lou. Over, and I remember reading that, I'm just freaking out, like, oh my God, Lewis Lake, I mean, it's just so obvious at this point. It's going to get even more obvious. Scrapbook 210, October 2019. Hold on, let me go back a page. So, okay, yeah, he starts going crazy with all these October 2019. We heard the recording. Scrapbook 215, Business Partners. I mean, it's just so obvious. Fenn's freaking out. He's beginning to freak out. Scrapbook 210, October 2019. Conchito Church at Apache Canyon. Okay. Okay, I made a note. He acquired something. Acquired from a neighbor. I think it was a painting or something. Lady sipping green tea and munching Oreos. Svoboda's daughter, and that's Olga. More credence to churches in the mountains, the Cathedral Group Mountains you see in the distance from Lewis Lake. Okay, that's more credence with the tea with Olga, because this is the same one as the Conchito Church. Scrapbook 211, October 2019. crash. Finn kind of crashed his car a little bit, passenger side mirror. Even to this day, no one has noticed the damage, and I'm not talking. The mirror still needs a little cosmetic surgery, but I don't care about that. My wife would be appalled if she knew. So I think he's talking. He pulled the treasure, and he's saying his wife would be appalled if she knew. And then he also says, God's telling me to be more in charge, so I will right now. So he's really getting confident on what he's doing. Now this scrapbook's crazy. Scrapbook 212, October 2019. It's just kind of it's not mixing in with these other scrapbooks that well. It's just kind of like out of left field. Author Rubloff, weird story about a Chicago real estate developer. Bizarre. Arthur Rubloff, weird story about a Chicago real estate developer. So I don't know. 212 is crazy. Scrapbook 213, October 2019, White House Doodles, felt tipped pen, write the type of plant, the date, and print name on a leaf, and then I put depression's really setting in here. He's feeling real guilty. He's getting leaves from plants around the house, and he's writing the date and printing the name on the leaf. Just weird behavior. I didn't write the date on 214. Yeah, it's got to be. It's because 215 is October. 214, the White House Doodles of John Enrilichman, forward by John Connolly, October 2019. Finn's going bonkers. A slip of a Jewish princess named Jill Wines, another of the horde of prosecutors. She had been selected for her extraordinary legs. He raised serious questions of libel. At that time, I put a hold on the project until we could find out where we stood. Other things were happening I didn't like. So one cloudy afternoon, I burned 101 beautifully bound doodle books. With the deed done, my liability was gone. I kept one copy for my own library, and that's all. It's an orphan. But then the next scrapbook, 215 business partners that I always talk about, he's talking about Daddy Warbucks. Guys, this is beyond crazy what's going on. I've got some more, it looks like. 214, still going on the next page, Watergate scandal. Watergate right before 215 business partners. John Ehrlichman saga, domestic advisor to Nixon, convicted of conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and perjury, and served 18 months in federal prison, Safford, Arizona. Fenn met John soon after he was released, and they became friends. I mean, it's just beyond crazy. Let me stop it. Okay, Scrapbook 215 business partners. I'm not gonna go over it. If you don't know, listen to my videos. Okay, let me get some drink a little lemon ginger tea here. Getting closer to getting finished with this, y'all. Scrapbook 216, Relentless Pursuit. Sharp, The Beat of the Drum. The Whoop of the Dance, October 2. He's still in October 2019. Talked to a lady from Liberty, Indiana, and found the 16 etchings, that were in Cincinnati, Ohio, because that one guy came into his place and he saw the back of that one etching, and then he figured it out. He did 3,632 etchings that varied from 100 to 1,800 each. Wild expense, a lot of donations, tax deductible. There's probably more to 216 that I'm not quite understanding, but I need to figure that one out. Really, I need to figure that one out better. Scrapbook 215, October 2019. The Verdun battlefield. I think that was the longest battle in the war. he's depressed again. He's talking about the landmines. I believe he dropped a lot of landmines, if I remember right, in one of his books. October 2, Scrapbook 218. October 2019, Kids' Toys, Finn and Skippy. Memories, he's depressed. He's depressed. He knows look, he knows he was just getting crazy. Starting at 199, where he said he might participate next year, and then I don't even know where to start. I mean, Watergate, Scrapbook 215 business partners. He says his wife would be appalled if she knew. Chaos and embroidery. I mean, it's just things are getting nuts. I mean, and then 215 business partners, and then so he's starting to get depressed. Okay. Scrapbook 219, October 2019. Good food times in Santa Fe. Cookout, Christchurch. He goes, maybe I'll start going more often. We're a team, and that's all that matters to me. So once someone starts saying that, I know that good chance they're probably pretty depressed, because he goes, at the end, he goes, we're a team, and that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. So he's not doing good. It did not take long for him to start getting depressed in the scrapbooks. Scrapbook 220, October 2019. Every great happening begins with a benevolent gesture. Long scrapbook about closing a big sale of art, and then to some girls, Finn says, pick out what you want and it'll be a gift from me to start your Indian jewelry collection. 10 minutes. And then $6,500 necklace, one of them wanted, and then a $4,800 bracelet, a $4,800 bracelet set ring. I'm thinking that's Scrapbook 215 business partners. I talked about dissipating the contents. I mean, 220 kind of speaks of that, to some of the ladies, I think. Scrapbook 220. Okay, let me see how long I've been going. Yeah, let me stop it. I just want to make sure, Scrapbook 221, October, godly, still October 2019. U.S. and Mexico Beach. Or us and Mexico Beach, I meant. Finn created his own little river, You just have to read it. But he's messing around there on the Gulf. He goes, I probably have less than 20 years to live. He's talking about all of his bad luck through his life. And then not too long after that, he's thinking about hopefully he can live 20 more years. And then not too long after that, really, maybe close to a year, and then the suicide happened. So he was trying to do good, Scrapbook 222, October 2019. Finn gave a back fetish to a friend before a back operation. Scrapbook 223, we're into November finally. Pansies on the west. Fork. A tall pine tree guarded her pansies. Would be kind of like a toast of thanks if I could go there next summer and pour warm water on the roots of that pine tree. But I don't know if it's still there. He's definitely depressed because he's mixing the poem with his late mother. Okay. Scrapbook 224. November 2019. 3 sevens in a vacuum cleaner. He's playing cards during a sandstorm to win a vacuum cleaner. When he was in the military, the game was a draw, and I was dealt 3 sevens, a jack, and a deuce. I discarded the jack and asked for one card, which didn't help my hand. He's talking about Jack. In all these years of marriage, my wife has never argued with me, but I've argued with her a few times. But I was always the winner because I won the argument. That's just the way us alphas are. I think stuff is going on with him and his wife, and it's not going good. Scrapbook 225, November 2019. Please call my wife Peggy. This was an old ad he had done. Please call my wife Peggy Fenn and wish her a happy birthday. I think Peggy knew, and then I put, I think Peggy knew Fenn was a fraud, picking up his own treasure. Scrapbook 226, Frankie and Johnny. Fenn is getting paranoid. It's pretty weird. He's talking about burglar. I can't pronounce it. Burglarly. Oh my God! I don't want to start over. Burglarly. Okay, I can't say the word. Burglarly. You know what I'm trying to say? He's getting paranoid. Okay, so burglar. Okay, forget it. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the word. But he's acting really weird in that scrapbook, okay? Let me stop it. Scrapbook 227, November 2019. Beowulf is the envy of the neighborhood, and his hedonistic life promised to go on forever. So, when I'm doing my early videos, I'm talking over and over about how hedonistic Fenn is, or Fenn was. So, I think Fenn's, he starts using that word. He's probably listening to my videos now after the fact. I definitely think he probably was. Scrapbook 228, November 2019, when my wife and I started de-acquisitioning our art collection more than 10 years ago, I reluctantly sold Alexandra to a billionaire. I think that was Fetchin's daughter, a painting, for exactly 100 times what I gave for her, which was $5,000. I sold her too cheap. I didn't take intrinsic value into account. Well, he's talking about intrinsic value in Scrapbook 215 Business Partners, by the way, just as a side note. Scrapbook 229, November 2019. Medicinal mojo necklace, and then just kind of a goofy scrapbook, just having fun with all the different beads, I guess. But Scrapbook 230, November 2019, competition with coin flips with Rondo, who's a dude and who's a duty. He's Finn's starting to really get into revenge now. Scrapbook 231, November 2019, Yazi, the Yarnell dolls. He's already got a bunch of them, I think, and he wants more. If anyone can contact him if they come across any more of those Yazi Yarnell dolls, and I put possibly full-blown demonic possession could be going on at that point in time. Scrapbook 232, November 2019, Revenge is best served hot. A gun show in Snyder, Texas, and the guy kind of lied to him about the gun. Someone else wanted it, and then he ended up adding $50 more per copy when he saw that guy later at his gallery, and 30 copies at $50 more per copy. So he made a lot of extra money on that. It was about revenge again. Scrapbook 233, November 2019, black plain worn pottery jar that had buried up to its rim under the floor. Together we, Charmay, we own the One Horse Land and Cattle Company that published my San Lazaro book and a few others. So I don't know who this Charmay is, Scrapbook 234, Hot on the Trail, November 2019. Evitz Haley, book collector and author. Conservative Texan. Finn went to Denver to get him a book. So I don't know what all that's about. Scrapbook 235, November 2019. Bobby McGee, Finn's cat left and he knew he was gone. Scrapbook 236, New Mexico, Business Journal, Bill Oakton. Finn, you must love art. No, art is a business to me. And then a couple of the headlines, the business of art. And another one, Money Not Love. Santa Fe's Forrest Fenn is a maverick in the art business because he deals in art not because he loves it, but to make money. Okay, stop it. Scrapbook 237, November 2019. When the bull's life as a utilitarian object was discounted, nobody. See, I kept bringing up utilitarianism in my early videos. So he starts talking about utilitarian object. When the bull's life as a utilitarian object was discounted, nobody has ever said I'm getting more valuable as I move further into oldenhood. Oldenhood. I looked that up. That's not even a real word. Again, it's kind of like my last name. This is important. 237. I mean, he talks about utilitarian object. Nobody fucking does that. I do it. I talk about utilitarianism. So just earlier, he was talking about hedonistic life. This is in my early scrapbooks. I'm talking about things like hedonistic, and then I'm talking about utilitarianism, and then Finn's talking about it, and I'm not crazy, for saying this because everybody knows Finn was always listening to people's YouTube videos. Always. So when the bull's life as a utilitarian object was discounted, nobody has ever said, I'm getting more valuable as I move further into oldenhood. He's kind of using my last name again. I mean, but then he goes, but I'm still listening. I think Finn was wanting me to contact him. I really do. I mean, the guy is just hinting at my last name over and over. A highly specialized talent, And Scrapbook 215 Business Partners, where he's describing Lewis Lake, and then oldenhood. I mean, utilitarianism, and then but I'm still listening. So no one has ever said I'm getting more valuable as I move further into oldenhood, but I'm still listening. So he's trying to say, and then this next one, Scrapbook 238, November 2019, Paul, Dyke, and me, when he returned, the Custer battle was in full swing, and he collapsed on the battlefield, forever deaf and dumb from his fight with the deserter. Paul said, one bull who was in the fight told him that story. It is terrible when history is written wrong, but worse still is not knowing what to believe. So that's the very next scrapbook. I mean, is he... And he collapsed on the battlefield, forever deaf and dumb from his fight with the deserter. Is he... He's always trying to kind of use my last name. Is he trying to say I'm deaf and dumb? You know what I mean? Is he trying to... I don't know. I just don't know. It's just crazy. I don't really want to get into it. I'm just going on the scrapbooks. But me not emailing him, it's just... I can't get into how stressful the summer 2019 was with my search partner. I can't. So... It's just unfortunate what happened if he's talking about me, but it very well looks like it's a possibility. Because he goes, it is terrible when history is written wrong, but worse still is not knowing what to believe or who to believe. So he's probably getting lies from Shiloh and all kinds of people, probably. Scrapbook 239, November 2019. A juniper tree that Fenn moved. Did I? Okay, 1 second. Okay. Scrapbook 240, November 2019. God, so this is all going on in October, November. So many scrapbooks. 6 to 7 people in Indian dance were white people, at Lodge Grass, Montana. When white men can't find what he needs in his own religion, he comes to us. Scrapbook 241, November 2019. Oldenwood. 18th century Spanish Colonel chest. But remember, he's kind of doing a play on words because old wood. My last name is a little bit similar to old. OLD. It's a little bit. It's quite a bit similar. Okay, but it's called their company. That's what makes some of this confusing. Okay, their company is called Old Wood, right? And now he's saying Oldenwood. Do you understand how crazy this is? Why is he saying Oldenwood? Oh my God. Scrapbook 242, November 2019. Dal thinks he's ugly, but what does he know about little O? And then he doesn't do OL, he does OLE. Little old pottery ladies. Okay, so remember, he did, they were just plain, Scrapbook 215 business partners, they were just plain old people with a highly specialized talent, but he spelled it OLE. He spelled it OLE. Okay, he didn't spell it OL. Now he's doing it again. OLE. It's supposed to be OL. And then he's talking about not old wood, but he's saying Oldenwood. And then in 237 he's saying Oldenhood. 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 It's just beyond crazy. Scrapbook 243, November 2019. Long scrapbook about how much his dog Bip meant to him. Scrapbook 244, December 2019. Fenn gave Sloan a Gaspard painting. Scrapbook 245, December 2019. Reverence for wood. Let me see. Down below, the wooded hills were just turning to their autumn colors, and the shadow of our plane raced across a sea of crimson and russet, flying over New England countryside. What did I put here? Can't read this. Oh, I gave him a something board to Forrest. He gifted it to him. But the thing is, mixing board. Okay. But the thing is, the autumn colors, see, that New England area, that's looking like Lewis Lake. I think that's what that's hinting at. Okay, one second. We're getting to the end, okay? Thank God. Scrapbook 246, December 2019. Educating Artie, 100 copies, mostly just for family. Does not contain any clues or hints to my treasure location. But remember, he burned 101 copies of those other books, right around when he's talking about Watergate. So I would guess Educating Artie might have a lot of clues and hints, regardless of what Fenn says, because of the similarity in the number of books. And then this is when Fenn says he made a painting that's drawing on the living room table, and it's called As the Bugle Blows. Now, Scrapbook 247, December 2019, Forrest shows his collage painting. He did a painting. It's got, I think, 3 or 4 different flags on it, okay? Wherever the bugle blows, under, God, does it say under a canopy of stars? I don't know if it says that. I have to go back and look. Under a Mars. Okay. 247. Hold on, y'all. I don't think he says under a canopy of stars in this one, but see, that's like just like the picture at the end of forrest-fenn-treasure.com under a canopy of stars. That was his painting he did, his collage painting. 3 different pictures of flags with stars under a canopy of stars. That's it. Fenn picked up his own treasure. He's letting us know on the website. Scrapbook 248, January 2020. Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, Donnie and Forrest. Scrapbook 249, Forrest and Willie, optimistic, even though there's COVID going on. Scrapbook 250, March 2020. He's saying June 1st, boots on the ground. Willie may be a little retarded. Okay, good chance talking about his business partner, Billy Bob Stoof. Scrapbook 251, March 27th. Stay at home. Huge capital letters. Now, was that after Sexton died? Good chance, right? God, man. Scrapbook 252, April. Hello, everyone. Just wanted to say hello, basically, in that scrapbook. Last one. Scrapbook 253, April 27, 2020. Back and forth with a guy named Frank that also lived in West Yellowstone for a time. So, yeah, that's a pretty weird way to end all of the scrapbooks, in April 27, 2020. I mean, it's just a back and forth reminiscing on West Yellowstone. I mean, if it was all legitimate, he would continue doing the scrapbooks. I mean, he would enjoy that. He was severely depressed, it looked like, possibly dealing with demonic possession. That's just my opinion, and they just ended April 27th. When did he pass away? Why not why not keep writing scrapbooks? I just don't get it. So let me stop it and then review those 20 scrapbooks. Okay, the 22 review, if you will. 182, 19 pictures of the Beavis Ranch. Just like the operator story that was even before, I can't remember, but before 182, Parallel World operator story of the Beavis Ranch, Lewis Lake is the same. 183, Dizzy Dean, infamous Dizzy Dean scrapbook. Baseball player, played for several teams, including St. Louis Cardinals. Scrapbook 199. This is the new one, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new one to talk about. Slush Cup competition. Fenn says next year he's going to compete. He's going to compete to get his own treasure. Definitely what it sounds like. Preston and his wife were there in April 2019. Larry Burke. Billy Bob Stoof was in Santa Fe April 2019. Shiloh's quote-unquote genius friend, what was the guy's name? I forgot. The Los Alamos product. You can look it up. I forgot the guy's name. Okay, so that's... I got to go over that one. 199 is the new talking point. April 2019. It's just genius friend Nick. Soon it will be time to start searching for the treasure, but not yet. And he goes, maybe I'll enter the competition next year. It looks like fun. That's a red flag, man. Scrapbook 202, I just put bizarre. Yeah, there's a lot going on in 202. I mean, there's the looking for Lewis and Clark, and then Dow is later found the rappers, and then it's talking about that Gotti Swartz guy who says once upon a while, least favorite chapter was the forward by Preston. He was terrified he gave too much away. What the hell is that? And Scrapbook 205, 10 copies for each of your board members in regard to the Billy Goat on the casting. Okay, each of your board members. I mean, that's pretty much same month as, I think, Scrapbook 215 business partners. That 205 is very incriminating. Scrapbook 207, Sharp in the museum, where that lady's so concerned that she emails Fenn, and then Fenn later denies it. Well, that's just like forrestfenntreasure.com. Fenn saying he put something at the location. Same thing as 207. Okay, 209, Chaos and Embroidery, Spring Wire, Lou Bruno, over and over, the artist. Okay, Scrapbook 211, he's going to start taking charge. Wife would be appalled if she knew. Scrapbook 212, weird story about Chicago real estate developer. Scrapbook 214, White House doodles, Watergate scandal. Okay. .214 White House doodles and the Watergate scandal, and 215's business partners. 224 3 sevens and a vacuum cleaner. The weird stuff about how he wanted to get rid of his jack in the card game. Scrapbook 227, he's saying he's using the same terminology as me. Hedonistic, Beowulf, the gator. Then he starts talking about revenge more and more. 231, possibly it's starting to get into full-blown demonic possession. Scrapbook 237, he's starting to say, who says utilitarian but me? He's starting to copy me. I'm getting more valuable as I move into oldenhood, but I'm still listening. Very next scrapbook, 238, Deaf and Dumb and the Deserter. I don't know what's going on. 241, Oldenwood. Not Old Wood, Oldenwood. A play on words, if you will. Scrapbook 245, Flying Over New England, Autumn. Lewis Lake, Tea with Olga. Scrapbook 246, Educating Artie. 100, did I put color books? I don't know what I wrote there. 100 books. Burnt, but remember earlier with the Watergate scrapbook, he burned 101 of those books. So those is a very similar number. Scrapbook 247, Fenn's collage painting, Where the Bugle Blows, painting with flags and stars, just like the end of www.theforrestfenntreasure.com. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the session, if you will, right at midnight, ironically. Let me, that concludes my research, if you will, but, and you know, the earlier scrapbooks, definitely no hurry. I mean, this was, for me to do the notes, I'm just trying to think here. This was a 8-hour, this was about midnight. Golly, I started about 3 o'clock. Didn't take much of a break, maybe an hour break. So, yeah. About 8 hours, huh? Just trying to think. Yeah. Yep, 7 to 8 hours at least. So, Let me stop this and then give you some closing thoughts. So it looks like I was able to put together really where things start going crazy. Okay. Oh, well, things start getting, well, I don't want to tell you wrong. When things quote unquote get crazy, 182 is not crazy. It's just so important. But I think things get crazy. Things start really getting crazy. April 2019, slush cup competition. I mean, so I was able to go over a lot of the important scrapbooks. And really, I looked at it 55 minutes or less. See, the thing is, yeah, if I remember right, isn't 1 through 50, is it, I had read most of them just one time, okay? But after today, now I've read a lot of them at least twice. But the thing is, so 1 through 50, isn't it just kind of like back and forth and emails and stuff? It's not, I'm trying to remember, okay? So if I did 181 through 253, well, it's really, I would still need, God, it's a lot I would still have to go through. Let's just say I start at about, I mean, I will start at 1, but with important information, probably starts at around 50 or 60, all the way to, I need to go to 50 to 60 to 180 to 181. And trust me, at least 2 of those are very important. I mean, right after the weird one, right after the FBI raid, and then the operator story is so important. So, look, you know, I've read a lot of books in my life, so I'm organized, college degrees, and I'm not arrogant enough to say I'm 100% right, okay, but I need to make a video go over like 50 reasons why I'm right, I mean, I have a lot of reasons, but what am I getting at? I'm not trying to brag. What I'm trying to say is, you've got to try not to get information overload. I'm trying to provide you a good synopsis, if you will, okay? And so say I did this in about an hour, and then say I can do the other ones. I can go, the other ones probably aren't as crazy, so I might be able to go 50 through 180. And say I don't want to give you information overload. I could go to that possibly in about an hour, hopefully. So what if I could do all this, all of it synchronized the right way in about 2.5 hours? I think that's a pretty good service I'm providing, okay? And I don't think I'm delusional in saying, well, even if I'm wrong on the solve, I think you could still find value in knowing, okay, what's going on? Why is he acting this way, right? I mean, not necessarily. You may not agree with me on what's important, but I think you probably would. I don't think we can deny 199. I mean, again, 199 is just a huge talking point, and eventually on all my videos probably going to have a good video description like some people do, and I'm probably going to have my 10 most important YouTube force fin videos, and then a list of the 25, 30 most important scrapbooks, and then it can all be comprehensively it's late at night. I didn't sleep great last night, so I can't think that good of the words I want to use, but a good, I said it already, synopsis, comprehensive to where it's elegant, it's seamless, and I can't think the word, it's just what I'm trying to say is you don't want to have the information overload. Okay, you want to be able to figure out what's going on. And I can unequivocally tell you, just flipping through all this is over 900 pages. I mean, I haven't even got to his question and answers yet, but it's just the thing about it is that it's just not. I don't get a good vibe reading it. Maybe the early ones are probably in a lot better mood. See, I'm just flipping through it right now. But I'm just telling you, at 199 and on, it gets so freaking dark. There's a reason why I did not want to do this. There's a reason why I did not want to go back to the scrapbooks, okay? You understand that? I mean, God, the amount of information is just... See, I cannot go 1 through 181 anytime soon. Because in my mind, I need to spend a couple months. In my mind, I need to have 182 through 253 all rhythmatic. And yes, Fenn is chaotic. He was going through probably severe depression, possibly demonic possession. And yeah, he's chaotic, but I've studied sociopaths, if he was, and histrionic personality disorder, so I can start understanding the unpredictable behavior. That's what I'm getting at. People are so unpredictable, you can start predicting how unpredictable they're going to be if you study it enough. So, this is not something I necessarily want to do, okay? And I'm not going to try to act like I'm all altruistic and I did it for you, the listener, and look at what I did for you. No, I did it for myself as well, but I'm trying to help you out, okay? I'm trying to help myself out because I want to understand it better. I needed to go over those scrapbooks again without question. Now the way my mind works is I'll just ponder. I live a very boring life for the most part. I'll just ponder, read other books, and just try to get the philosophy down and, and just understand what's going on, okay? It's one thing to know the solution, and I definitely think I know the solution. It's another thing to understand, okay, why was he doing what he was doing? What was going on? And I can't get inside of his mind. I mean, I can't tell you why he did what he did, but there's the possibility, definite possibility he was wanting me to contact him. He's taught 237 utilitarian. Nobody has ever said I'm getting more valuable as I move into oldenhood, but I'm still listening. The thing was, I had, in regard to me not contacting him, see, I had been through really kind of some post-traumatic stuff with, a serious ex-girlfriend. I mean, she was just beyond crazy. And this, we did 2 trips, but the second trip, nightmare is not a strong enough word. I can't get into what was happening, but it was not good. Out of 1 through 10 on how bad it was about a 15. So you have no idea. So if he wanted me to contact him, it was just so. I'm trying to remember. I don't even think I was really thinking about emailing him. I mean, that just would have been kind of pathetic anyway, right? I mean, what am I going to email him? So look, I knew Fenn was crazy anyway, so I don't need to get him riled up. You know what I mean? So the thing is, it's just he decided to do what he wanted to do. And listen, that's his choice. To be honest with you, that's his choice. Am I disappointed? Absolutely, 100%. But it was his choice for him to pick up his own treasure. It was his choice to do it. I don't know if my brother was antagonizing him. I think they were going back and forth in emails, by the way. quite a bit. I don't know exactly, but you know, what was I going to say? So the thing is, the thing is, um, I don't know how to say it. I just don't. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. So, yeah, yeah. What was Finn thinking? What was he thinking? Finn was freaking out, man. He, he was freaking out, man. All those scrapbooks. Oh my god. And the weird thing is the timing, right? Because Scrapbook 199, April 2019, it looks like it was already in motion. And then I figured it out in, what was it, I believe June 2019? What are the odds? What are the odds? Probably within 2 months. Think about that. Think about how crazy that is. Have you ever thought about that? So, you know. What was I going to say, though? Okay, let me stop it for a second. Yeah, what I had forgot to say earlier is that, with me not emailing Finn, the thing is that I knew he was writing so weird in his scrapbooks. I was like, okay, he's just gonna play head games with me, and I've been around enough people that do that, and that's the main reason. I was like, I don't trust this guy. I don't trust this guy. Like, I'm getting a bad vibe in these scrapbooks, and I'm not gonna deal with it. So I thought he had possibly picked up his treasure, Scrapbook 215 business partners, and looks like I was proved right. So had I emailed him, it would depend if I could. It would depend obviously on when he picked up his treasure. As early, writing weird stuff as early as April 2019. So it would depend, right? When I would email him. So, but for the most part, I think I would probably be too late. Had I emailed him, I probably would have been too late. So then it would have been head games to the highest order. So then my way of getting him back is just, you know what? I'm not going to email him. So, but hell, what if it would have went good with me and Finn in the back and forth emails? What if it would have went well? But this is probably what would have happened. Just thinking out loud. He was very intelligent, and I'm very non-confrontational, but it could have. Someone could have pissed someone off pretty easy had we started emailing, probably. Someone could have, pissed someone off pretty easy, I bet, because there's a lot on the line. So I was like, you know what? He's going to play head games, and I don't want to get pissed off at him. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. But I'm not worried about it because I feel like I got the best of him. I was doing the Lakers videos, and I was doing Lakers videos. Lakers won the championship. He saw I wasn't even that worried about it. So I would almost rather get the best of him than get the treasure. As crazy as that sounds. So yeah, I mean, I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I mean, if I don't like someone, I can pretend like I do like them. But with Finn and the naturalistic fallacy to the highest order with this treasure hunt, I don't think I would be able to pretend like I was cool with everything. You know what I mean? So I was like, just don't email him. Let me brew up a little more lemon ginger tea, and I'll try to conclude some more. Okay, in closing, this is going to sound very cliche, but all I want to do is take a vacation and not have someone make it an absolute nightmare. I know it sounds cliche, and I would have such a good time going back up there with the right person and Lewis Lake or just wherever, and just having a good vacation. I mean, at the core of it and at the root of it, it's about if I am right or if I'm wrong. That's really not what it's about. It's about having a good time with, you know, your family, loved ones, and just having a good time. And it just listen, for me, that's not what happened. It was a miserable experience. But if I can go back up there and it's a good experience, then that would be great. I don't really care where the vacation is. It doesn't even have to be the Rocky Mountains. You know, I just want to live a simple life, and I don't want to be harassed. You know, I want to go on a vacation and have a good time. And that's, I like that Finn introduced me basically, as funny as that sounds. I mean, I'd been to Colorado for tennis trips, okay? So I don't know if that really counts, but Finn introduced me to the Rocky Mountains, and that's great. I mean, I live a simple life. I'm really not that worried about what I'm getting at. I'm really not that worried about not having the treasure. I'm worried about not having good quality vacations. That's what I'm worried about. Okay? So, and I'm not worried about it, but you know what I'm trying to say? So, that, I think, I think things will start looking up. The weather today was finally here in Amarillo. Golly, it's a pretty cold winter, man. Today was finally pretty warm, 60 degrees or whatever. So good, man. I'm glad the weather's changing. Getting more vitamin D from the sun, and I'm already feeling better with the sun being out more. So it's a new year, and in terms of people wanting to know the solution, well, I don't know if we are going to know it. I mean, I think I need to make a video with all the reasons why I'm right. I think, and again, I think there's a lot of monetary opportunities from Netflix. I really do, but I'm not in a hurry. I mean, Netflix is probably going to take their time. You know what I mean? So But I hope the scrapbook review really provides clarity. And that concludes this session.